What's going on, guys? So today, a very interesting story developed in the world of the NFL, and that is that, the quarterback that has led my favorite team, my lifelong favorite team, for 13 years, and that is the benching of Eli Manning. And, it's a sad day to be a Giants fan. We all knew the day would come that Eli Manning would, no longer be taking snaps for the New York Giants, but I never expected it to turn out this way. So, while we're on the topic of Eli Manning, I want to go into the teams that he is likely to go to next year. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Eli Manning's going to retire. Eli Manning's washed up. Eli Manning is not washed up. Eli Manning's not going to retire. He has years of good football left in him. You've seen it from Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, just a couple names that, have shown that the quarterbacks of an elite caliber can play heading into their 40s. And Eli Manning is of elite caliber. I can't stand all the people who hate on Eli Manning and they trash on Eli Manning. And, the guy is a two-time Super Bowl winner. He's made the Pro Bowl 4 times, I believe. He's gone to the playoffs 4 or 5 times as well. And, almost every season he's throwing upwards of around 4,000 yards. And this year alone, he's averaged about 200 yards a game, throwing it to Roger Lewis, Tavares King, and Travis Rudolph. Like, who are those guys? Lost Odell and Marshall in Week 4 against the Los Angeles Chargers. He has been throwing it to Evan Ingram, who's a first-round pick. But he's a rookie, and he's got those rookie growing pains. He keeps dropping passes left and right. Now, I know this isn't, the benching wasn't really a reflection on Eli's skill, but rather a chance to evaluate the type of depth that the Giants have, because Manning's numbers, as far as age is concerned, are limited. But I don't think Eli Manning's going to put up with it, and I think that he's going to find a new home for the 2018 NFL season. So I'm just going to go into the top 3 teams that are going to end up signing him. So the number 3 team is the Cleveland Browns. And whenever you talk about a quarterback on the market, you automatically have to include the Cleveland Browns in this discussion. Because, this is a team that hasn't been able to find a franchise quarterback for nearly 20 years. The Tim Couch experiment, it had one good year, then it went awry, and then the rest of the names after that are basically guys who came in for a year or 2 and then left. If that, if they were lucky. So the Cleveland Browns are definitely going to take a look at Eli Manning. I don't care if they have DeShone Kizer. I don't care if they have Cody Kessler. It doesn't matter who the Browns have on their roster. They're taking a look at every quarterback in the market. Now, the reason why they're number 3 is because I don't think Eli Manning is going to want to finish his career with the Browns. I think that Eli Manning is going to want to go to a team that will give him a chance to actually win. So I don't think the Cleveland Browns have a very good shot at landing Eli. I think Eli has tons of money at this point where money isn't even an issue. So the Browns could throw $25 million at him a year, and I think that Eli Manning would probably decline because he spent an entire year getting his butt whooped with the New York Giants. So why go to the Cleveland Browns out of all teams? So the number 2 team is the New York Jets. Now, I say the New York Jets because obviously they have 2 young quarterbacks on their roster, and then they have McCown. But Eli Manning, same stadium. He wouldn't have to move. It wouldn't change a lot. They have a decent supporting cast, as we've seen this season. They've won games without really having much to work with. I think that Eli Manning would definitely consider going to the Jets, just, geographically speaking, and the type of roster that it has to offer. And the Jets will definitely have a decent pick. So if they manage to snag Eli Manning and then gave him a good target to go after in the draft, I could see Eli Manning possibly wanting to go that way. And for the number 1 team, and I think this is going to be a given, but maybe some of you didn't think of it, the Denver Broncos. And I say the Denver Broncos because the Denver Broncos are a team right now. Everyone talks about how the defense has fallen off. I don't think the defense has fallen off. I think that's just a defense that's exhausted. Because when your offense isn't producing points, and they're, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and they're punting, and you're coming on the field, all the time, then, teams are going to put points up on you. Teams, are going to have a lot of yards on you. You're going to have bad defensive numbers. And I don't think that that's a defense's fault. I think this is a good defense. I just think that the Broncos biggest and really only thing keeping them from the playoffs is the quarterback. I think Paxton Lynch, I mean, right now, forget about him. Like, right now, he's looking like a first-round bust. Trevor Siemian, he was a late-round pick for a reason. He's had decent games, but he hasn't really been much of like a superstar player. He's not the next Tom Brady. He's just not. And Brock Osweiler, clearly, I mean, he's not the long-term answer in Denver either. So this is a team that still has Demaryius Thomas. They still have Emmanuel Sanders. They have a decent running game. Offensive line could use work, but they still have some big names on the offensive line. And Eli Manning, he has family history there. Peyton went, bought him the 2 Super Bowls, won one of them. I think that he would love having Demaryius Thomas and freaking Emmanuel Sanders as targets. That, right now, I mean, he played great with Odell as a target, played great with Shepard as a target, but, he hasn't had a quality receiver in 2 months. So it'd be nice for Eli to go there, have a quality target. But yeah, all in all, those are 3 teams that I'm pushing to go for Eli. And I really do think that if the Broncos make an offer, Eli's going. Eli's going to Mile High. The Browns, as I said, just not good supporting depth. Eli Manning would not want to go there. And the Jets, I could see the Jets. I'm not sure. Just because, the Broncos, they just really seem to have more pieces than the Jets. And, the geography behind, playing in the same stadium, that'd be important for Eli. But I just think that the Broncos would give Eli the best chance to get that into the Twilight ring. And obviously another candidate is the Giants, because that's where he's playing right now. That's where he's under contract until 2019. But if I'm Eli Manning and I'm getting, sat, first of all, I'd be tired of the team because he's been pouring his heart out for this team. He goes out every weekend with no one, and he tries to play the best football he can. He's got guys who drop passes. He doesn't have the best protection, and he's still trying to put up numbers. He still beat the Kansas City Chiefs. He still beat the Denver Broncos. So this is a guy who can still play. He's not going to want to waste his last 2 years playing the game that he worked his entire life, to get to, just to, throw in the towel with the New York Giants after their worst season in decades, since, the 60s to 70s. Like, it's just, I really want to see Eli succeed, and I think that Eli will succeed if he goes to Denver. So those are my thoughts. Drop a comment if you think otherwise or want to add a team into the mix. But yeah, that's really it. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later.